for this interview. My name is Tiffany Cairns. I am the executive director here at Summit Equestrian Center. And these 5 lovely ladies next to me are our female veterans that are part of our horse program. And June 12th is National Female Veterans Day. So we wanted to ask them some questions about their time in the service and a little bit about what they've done afterward and their time here at Summit. So ladies, would you go down the line? We'll start with Jen here and just say your name and what branch of service you're in.
I am Jennifer Delatorre, and I am currently serving in the Air Force National Guard here in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
I am Alina Gillum, and I was in the United States Marine Corps.
My name is Linda Jones, and I was part of the Indiana National Guard Reserve, which, to clarify, because a lot of people don't know, is not the National Guard, but it's actually a reserve unit of the National Guard.
Okay.
I am Kate Scholl, and I served in the United States Navy.
Elise Harden, and I was in the United States Marine Corps.
Fantastic. All right, ladies. I know it might be a little nervous, but it's fine. We got this.
Hey, we have at least one from each branch represented.
Heck
Yeah.
Except for Coasties, but they don't really exist.
They're hard to find.
I know.
Those Coast Guards are hard to find.
They're all
Okay.
in Florida.
Question number 1. You ready?
Yeah.
Why the military? Was there a person in your life that kind of guided you toward going into the military? Did something happen? Did you just wake up one day and you were like, you know what? I think I'm going to join the military. How'd you get there?
When I was 5, I told my dad I wanted to join the Marine Corps because he was a Marine.
Okay.
That was it.
Yeah.
And they made me stick to it. When I turned 17, my parents were like, go on.
Fantastic. Anybody else have anyone that led them there?
No, I joined the Navy because I wanted to see the world and travel and get out of my little hometown, and I saw North Carolina.
It was different, right? It was a different place.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
All right. When you look back at the role that you did when you were in the military, the job that you did while you were in, or while you're still in, what did it teach you about yourself?
I think for me, being in the job that I am currently doing, it taught me a lot as an early on airman when I had lower ranking. It helped me build a lot of confidence that I did not have growing up. And I kind of learned that through this job and everything that I am doing now. So I think that's a big takeaway from when I started to now, 7 years later. I can definitely see that confidence and where I've grown in that aspect of things.
I can see that. Would you say confidence is a pretty across the board thing?
I learned a lot of discipline and varying at my job. I worked at the embassies overseas, so I was given a lot of duty and responsibility at a very young age, and I just think that taught me a lot of discipline and a lot of confidence too.
Yeah. So the women have been in military forever, right? I mean, in some fashion, some form, whether it was, the Red Cross or nurses or whatever, but haven't always been accepted well into our military, into any military around the world. Did you ever run into that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. All 5 of you. Yep, absolutely. Was there ever another woman who made a difference while you were serving? Someone who showed you what strength looked like, someone who showed you what good leadership looked like? Did you ever have another kind of female mentor that maybe took you under her wing and helped you while you were serving?
Absolutely. I had 2. My friend Tara, she retired from the Navy, and we were corpsmen. And I believe my first month on base, we had to do the PRT, which is the physical readiness test. And she ran that test at 5 to 6 months pregnant.
Wow.
Didn't have to.
Sheesh.
And did it and burned everybody because she was just such a badass. She still is a badass. And she really showed me what, how a woman's strength is. And then my other friend Renee, who was my leading petty officer, just the kindness and warmth that you meet with people in the military. Not all of them, but you can meet them. And her great, strong leadership skills. And it wasn't do as I say, not as I do. It was, this is what we do, and I'm going to show you.
I love that. So if you're sitting here today in 2026 and you're looking back on your time in the service or your time still in the service, are you proud of what you did?
Absolutely.
Good. All right, so let's transition out of that. Okay, let's get into some after the military talk. Okay, so you transition out. Sometimes it's a harder process than maybe you think, right? It's a little different for everybody. What did that look like for you? Were you surprised by the difficulty of transitioning out? Was it a little easier for you than you thought it was going to be? What did that kind of look like for you?
I think it was hard. It was hard to reintegrate into my old life because I came back home, and to not have my friends really as tight knit as we used to be, but then to miss my family that I made and my friends that I made in the service, and to not have those guys. Well, I say guys, but not have those people with me every day. That was the hardest transition.
I mean, I was on the struggle bus because I came back from being overseas for pretty much 3 years solid, and then coming back stateside in the Marine Corps going, have a nice life. And all of a sudden being back stateside, and everything was just totally different, and just trying to reintegrate and get a job and being told you're overqualified for a job. And you're like, how can you be overqualified, to work? When you've been, doing security and all this, in a very high-end job, and then be told you can't just be a basic security guard and you're overqualified for it was, it's a really hard blow to your ego because you're on cloud 9 when you're in the Marine Corps, and then all of a sudden you get out and you're low man on the totem pole.
Yeah.
It's a huge blow.
Yeah. So what is something that you wish people knew or people understood about being a woman and being a veteran of the United States? Is there something that you're constantly correcting somebody, constantly explaining, constantly telling them about? What do you think?
That we are veterans.
We exist.
We serve too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was on a date after a divorce, and it was on Veterans Day, and we went for the meals and said we're gonna get one of the Veterans Day meals, and they looked at the man and they're like, "Oh, sir, what would you like?" And I was like, "I'm the veteran." Yeah. You're here.
How do you see yourself now compared to when you first took off the uniform?
I think I'm more. When I first took off the uniform, I was like, I don't even know who I am anymore. So now that was 30 years ago. 30 years ago. So
Bleep that out, Jen.
so it took me a while to get back into the confidence of, oh yeah, I am a veteran. Because for years, nobody knew I was in the Marine Corps. My family knew, that was it. I finally started saying, yes, I'm a Marine. So.
Yeah, I
I
bet.
think it's really a lot of the same thing. It's just, technically they don't want people to know. There's a shame there to it as well, and even having to be a hard ass when you're in the military and being considered mean and unapproachable and having to shed that identity.
And we're not all gay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We have to
Yes, you nailed it.
prove ourselves constantly.
Yeah.
You know, that having to prove yourself all the time. And then all of a sudden you don't have to do that. And you're trying to figure out, you know, when you're working, like, oh, I don't have to prove myself in the civilian world.
But you still do it.
Could I just say these two women, and Will, I don't know you, Will, but I really admire you three. I don't know that much about what you did, but you know, I look at myself and like, you know, go to drill one weekend a month, big deal. I think the farthest I ever went away was Camp Atterbury. You know, big deal. I feel in my role, you know, as a chaplain, that I really enjoyed listening to people's stories, just like sitting here listening. But for me, you know, just every day is just still the same. When I did 15 years, and what I missed was just seeing a lot of the guys that I saw a lot. But other than that, you know, nothing was any change really.
Yeah.
But I really admire these ladies.
Yeah.
But it could have changed. You know, you still signed that check. You still signed on that blank.
We get
line.
called the weekend warriors, so I
Yeah.
get you.
I
I
get
get you.
But all of, just like you said, Kate, all of that could change in an instant.
Mhm.
I mean, here today, gone tomorrow, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
When I was in, the reservists actually ended up being deployed longer than those who were in active duty.
Wow.
Their deployments would be a year, where active duty would be 6 months to maybe a year. So
All right, let's transition to horses. The thing that brings us together, right? I want to hear from all of you. How did each of you end up here at Summit Equestrian Center?
Perfect. I actually ended up here because Kate came into my office for an ID, and she asked me a simple question and was like, "Don't overthink it. Do you like horses? Yes or no?" And I was like, "Yes." And then she gave me her information, and I kind of just sat on it for a minute. I can say for a while, and it just kept like something in me was just like, reach out, like, you know, your intuition. You never know. But super blessed. I'm really happy that I got to meet her, and this opportunity was given to me. So.
Yeah, I love that. Well done, Kate. Because I talked to. That's right. I always have hearts with me.
Since Kate, I ran into Kate's husband at the boot barn.
Love it.
Yeah, and he's the same thing. Like, you like horses? Yeah, well, and he got to talking to me, and I said, I don't think I qualify. I was just in the Guard Reserve, you know. And he's like, yeah, you do. And I said, are you sure? He's like, well, let me check with some people. And he's like, yeah, come. So I came the first night, and you know, I've always loved horses, but yet I don't feel like, I don't know. I'm proud of what I did. Very humbled by the job that I did, you know. But these women, you know, I feel like they're the warriors, you know.
But without our chaplains, a lot of
Yeah.
us wouldn't be
Yeah.
here.
yeah, exactly. And I never got deployed. I worked on base the whole time. So
Well, I never got out of Indiana, but
I never got out of North Carolina.
I had two experiences though that really, it was an honor for me and really humbled me. One was sounding taps, which I play live for a commander that had died, and I was asked to do a funeral for a Vietnam era nurse, and that was in Marion at the National Cemetery. That really made me. That was humility. Yeah. That was awesome though.
Yeah.
You play taps live.
Yes,
Like,
I
you know how to play those three little thingies.
yeah, I do.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Because
Little thingy.
whatever those thingies are called.
Valves.
Okay, see,
Well,
I was not in the band.
Normally they use a bugle, but I have a trumpet. Play trumpet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you interpretation
She used
of
to
a
play for my
chaplain?
We
legion.
could.
I did. Yeah, Colonel Hazlett. Did you ever see
Yep.
that? Cool.
Alina, what brought you to the barn?
Gerard. There was an army guy named Gerard. We used to fish all the time, and he brought me out here, and I met Allison, and he stopped coming, and I just kept coming, and Allison's like, hey, let's go on a trail ride. Okay. And it was just her and I. And my horse takes off in the middle of the woods. I'm like, I don't know if I like this anymore. It kept coming back. That darn Maggie.
Oh, Maggie.
So yeah, I just kept coming and it's helped.
Kate, what about you?
I actually, funny story, I was at a paranormal investigation at a horse farm. And my grandfather always had horses when I was growing up. And so after that, like I had been through a divorce and the dating pool at almost 40 again. And it was just like, the universe was telling me you need to get back to horses. And I found Summit Equestrian on the internet the next day. And I emailed Allison and she's like, absolutely, come out tomorrow. And I did. And that was in 2018, 2019. And
Awesome. Elise?
So I guess I'm the only one with like a serious thing. I actually came through a VA case manager because I was a high-risk suicide flag at the time. And she heard of this crazy lady, Allison, that was going to do a 20-mile horseback ride. And she's like, I know you've ridden horses before. She goes, you need to go check it out. So I did, and I got here, and Allison's like, you know how to ride horses? I was like, yeah. She goes, hop on a horse. And that's what started it. And then we did the 20-mile horseback ride, and it was an interesting experience. We were not prepared, but that's okay. We did the 20-mile trail to zero. And it was a success, and we all survived.
our horses did great.
Our horses did amazing.
Yes.
I don't know how they were prepared, but
They weren't.
They weren't prepared. We weren't prepared, but we successfully did a 20-mile horseback ride. And,
Fantastic.
And Duke didn't jump off the overpass.
and nobody jumped off the overpass, even though semis were honking at us and everything.
And
So-
it was the horses that we have here now.
Yeah, they're the
It's
horses
same
we have
horses.
now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. What is something that one or multiple of our horses has taught you, has reminded you that you didn't know? Can be serious, can be funny.
Alina, do you have something?
I know the horse vagina is not on the bottom, it's on the back.
We asked, folks. This is what you get. Anybody else?
Please, somebody.
So Dolly taught me something really eye-opening. We went up to Lake Michigan to do a ride, and Dolly can be afraid of her own blanket and her shadow and everything. And I was trying to get her to go in the water, and she was just absolutely terrified. And so I kept turning her towards the water, and she would get close to it and go away, and she would get close to it and go away. And she did this like 5 or 6 times, and finally she just put a foot in and kind of just was like, oh, it's water. And just in that moment, I had like this light bulb go off that's what I do. Like sometimes I like approach a problem and I just feel like it's insurmountable and like I'm never going to get past it. And I go towards it and I back up. I go towards it and I back up. And then eventually like I touch it and I'm like, oh, it was just this. And Dolly just absolutely gave me this light bulb moment. And I remember just feeling that light bulb go off. And then I remember I turned Dolly around and I raced her back to Allison. And I'm like, Allison, I had a light bulb moment. And I told her about it. I just remember seeing her smile and how happy she was that, I had this light bulb moment. And, if you would have told me that a horse is going to teach me how to help face my problems by putting her foot in the water, I would have been like, no, that would never happen. But just by putting her foot in that water, like, she's helped me like figure out that, hey, that's what I do sometimes is I just have a fear, and sometimes I just need to put my foot in the water and see if it's just water.
I love that. Is there a moment here that sticks with you? Something that's happened? A horse, a person, a conversation, something that made you feel seen, something that made you feel grounded? What happened here in this barn? What's changed your life here in this barn?
I need my own refinding. That's not really a word, I know. But my own strength again. On the last Trail to Zero, Emmy was giving me tons of problems, and recognizing my own anxiety about overthinking things. And Allison called me out on it. Like, so it's something I've addressed like with my own therapist is when things get super duper hard that make me uncomfortable, I try to run away from them. And now I'm trying to run into them and face them.
I think kind of what she said too, I've always done this and I still do it. I should quit, I'm getting old enough. But like, think things to death. You know, think about it too much and everybody's like, just quit thinking about it and do it. And, you know, I live by myself. And so now that I don't see everybody's like, these people are a family. And like, I feel like if I want to talk to somebody, you know, I can talk to anybody here. And instead of having to dwell on whatever I'm thinking about on my own.
Yeah. What a great segue, Linda, into my next question.
Hang on, I got
Oh,
something I
I'm
gotta
sorry.
do.
Go ahead, Elise.
I feel like, you know, I came here and I was a high-risk suicide flag. I was a red flag. And it's amazing how much over the past, my gosh, 6 years that this place has become my family. This place has become a safe place for me. And, you know, I no longer have those feelings. I no longer feel like that's what I need. And just how much this place can just wrap people in and bring them in and just make them feel like family. And I feel like, you know, especially, you know, for women veterans, like, you know, we put on this front when we were in that we had to be tough, we had to be everything. And I feel like, you know, when we get together, we're like, this is your safe place. Like, this is where you can come and just be yourself and say what you want and be who you are. And I think that's definitely helped me kind of bring down some of my walls and be able to move forward.
Well, I think that answered my next question of what does the community here look like? And I don't know if Elise could have said it any better than that. Yeah, absolutely. So when you think about National Women's Veterans Day, June 12th, what does that mean to you? Does it mean anything?
Is it new?
Yeah, is it new? That was my question.
No.
I've never heard of it.
No, not
Never heard of it.
So I looked it up. It's actually the day that was signed. Women were signed in for veterans.
Yeah.
But
Never. I mean, it's not celebrated.
Yeah.
it's not.
Nationally,
It's
no.
not a
It is
national.
now.
It's not a national.
Well, yes, no.
holiday.
Yes, okay.
Is why we
Yes.
don't care about it.
Gotcha.
I'm national holiday.
It's going to be here.
I think it's pretty amazing, the women that have come before us.
I think of like, oh my gosh, like the women in the Civil War that
Oh, yeah.
dressed up like
Like
men,
men, yeah.
just so they could join the fight because
Yeah.
it meant so much
And
to
that's
them.
something I would do. And I guess for me, you know, like the women, like all they could do is pretty much be nurses.
Yeah.
And like my niece spent 12 years in the Illinois National Guard, and she was an aviation specialist. And you know, you see all the women that are flying planes and helicopters, and I'm like, man, that is so cool.
Yeah, going from being nurses
Yeah.
or being working at a
Office-
desk,
office
an
worker,
office, you know,
Yeah.
an office gal, and that's all you could join, but that's all you could do is
Yeah.
sit at a typewriter or sit at a, you know, a wire and send
Well,
messages.
didn't the early wax or whatever they were called that not even get benefits or?
Oh, I'm sure
I
that
don't
they
think-
didn't.
I don't
I'm
think
sure.
they did.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
No, not at all.
I would have been a nurse back then anyway.
So what do you hope the next generation of female veterans knows? What do you hope they learn from you? What do they inherit from the legacy that the five of you are leaving?
You can do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I fixed dead birds. So I was an electrician on F-18 fighter jets. When I was sitting down to figure out what I wanted to do, my dad and my recruiter were over there, and I'm over here like, I want to work in admin. You know, something I can use when I get out. And they're like, no. They look up, no. And look down at the list. She can do blah, blah, blah. Can I be a firefighter? No. She can do blah, blah, blah. You're going to work on fighter jets. So I was like, okay. And it was fun until you get there. Yeah. And you're the only girl.
Mm.
And they don't trust you.
No. Even though you went to school.
Yep.
But you can be anything you want to be.
Well, my niece had that experience in her AIT. She was trying to help one of the guys, and he got mad at her. I'm like, Stephanie, just tell him to go do his own thing
Yeah.
if he won't listen to you.
I have a cousin who's in the Air Force Academy now. We're the only two females in my dad's side of the family that have been in the military. I was the first female to go. And, you know, I talked to her already, and I was, you know, have fun. Have fun with your time in. Don't worry about that whole, like, oh, everybody else around you's having children and kids and starting families, and, you know, be single, be yourself, explore the world, and, you know, be whatever, like what Alina said, be whatever it is, because you're tougher than you.
So if you could go back to the day you signed on that dotted line, what would you tell yourself now?
Stay single.
Do it as a trap.
Make better choices.
Jen, what would you say? What would you tell yourself?
I would tell myself that the world is your oyster. You always get in what you get back what you put in.
Mm.
So if you work hard, and as we all know, being women in a male-dominated field, you got to prove yourself. Unfortunately, that's how it is. But when you learn how to do that, you're unstoppable. There is nobody that can tell you did something wrong because you're doing everything right. So if I could go back and tell myself that, I would.
Just make rain.
Exactly.
Then you can tell what to do.
Yep.
Just be more confident.
Yep.
No babies till after your first enlistment.
Don't get married. Don't be the.
Yeah. I'm glad I did get married, because otherwise my son wouldn't be here. But stay single for a little longer.
Yeah.
If there are other female veterans out here watching our video today, and they're lonely, or they're tired, or they're struggling, what do you tell them?
Join us.
Join us. Come have fun.
Yeah.
Come join the fun.
Even if you don't like horses, you
Yeah.
come scoop
I mean,
too.
you
That's
don't have
right.
to touch a horse. You could do anything in here. We got light bulbs that need changed.
Yeah.
And,
come
and
out.
it's we've created our own like pseudo military family here, like what it was when we were active duty, and that's what we had to do when you are active duty. So if that's what you're missing, you know, we're here for you. And if you are tired, let somebody else carry that slack for you. That's what we do.
Amen.
And you don't have to admit that you're tired.
Nope.
Yeah.
You don't have to admit anything. We don't have to talk about anything.
Nope. Just show up.
Just show up.
Yep. We want to meet you. Just show up. All right, ladies. I got some rapid fire questions here.
Uh-oh.
You ready?
Sure.
Favorite horse smell?
Smell?
Smell.
Fly spray.
Body spray. I wanted detangler.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the detangler.
I just like the smell when you walk
And the
in.
wood
The
barn.
The barn.
The
Yeah.
barn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which horse here would absolutely steal your snacks?
Brand.
Bryn.
Okay. Least favorite barn chore.
Trying to reach the cobwebs on the ceiling.
Yes.
Our ceilings are too high. That's what we learned.
Every riding session, there's a
There's
cobweb.
a cobweb.
And
right there.
I've never
And
found one tall enough.
Can't reach it.
What is your go-to treat to bribe a horse with?
None. We aren't allowed to give treats to horses.
None.
Nope.
Not
No,
here,
special diet.
but
Good job. I mean,
mean,
you all
my
that was a
go-to-
trick question. You all passed.
the peppermints. They love
And
peppermints
carrots.
and carrots and apples
watermelon.
and water. Yeah, there's so many good things they can have.
Which horse gives the best side eye?
I think Blue gives a good side eye.
Sam gives a good side eye though too.
Well, there's also
Yeah.
Iris. She's like, I'm not doing nothing.
I think Lakota.
I think Lakota
Oh,
can give a mean side.
Don't come at me with your heavy emotions.
Or Biff when he doesn't want to be caught.
Yeah.
Biff's like, I'm not getting caught today.
Not my choice.
Which horse has the most chaotic energy on a Monday morning?
Luke.
Yeah, well, he's the baby.
Luke or Nugget.
No, I don't know. No, Nugget. He's not
Have you
chaotic.
seen Nugget come in?
Well, that's different. I'm just saying, like, in the pasture field, like, who's something? I would say Biff.
Who chased the goose?
Lakota.
Lakota.
But Bren's also chased them
Yeah.
Yeah.
because I told him to.
Go get him.
Who's the horse most likely to pretend they didn't hear you, but actually did?
Nugget.
Iris.
Which horse gives the I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed look?
Lakota.
Yeah, Lakota.
Which horse has the most dramatic sigh?
I've been riding.
Dolly.
Dolly.
Holly.
I've been
Dolly.
riding Luke, and he's always been. I've noticed that, and I always tell him I know how you feel.
I get it.
Amen.
Yeah.
Which horse has taught you something you didn't know you needed?
Dolly.
Dolly.
Lakota.
Who's the horse that shows up for you on the days you don't feel like showing up for yourself?
Dolly.
Nugget.
Sam.
Dolly.
What's something a horse has taught you about healing?
Let the emotions go.
Breathe.
Literally.
Yeah, breathe.
Good. Which horse reminds you to slow down?
Iris or Nugget?
I would
Bren,
say
because I got to be patient with him when I'm out in the pasture.
Maggie, because she's like, I'm not running.
Lakota. Biff would as well. There's so many of them.
Which horse makes you laugh every day, even on the hard ones?
Bren.
All right, our last one. What horse surprises you in the best way every single time?
Bren.
Iris.
Yeah.
Every
I mean,
time
I
you
get-
learn a little something.
I
every
get a
time.
lineup of horses when I'm out there scooping poop of we need belly rubs. So I just get a line of horses that are like, okay, it's my turn for a belly rub, and then they just line up for me.
Fantastic.
They have you trained.
They
well.
have me trained.
Ladies, thank you for your time here today. Thank you for your service to our country. We would not be here without you and the women that have come before you and the women that are going to come after you. And it means so much to me and so much to the people watching this video. We can't thank you enough Thank you for your service, your time here at the barn. And like the lady said, if you're a veteran, male or female, and you're looking for a community, you're looking for a place to call home, you're looking for friends, you're looking for horses to hang out with, give us a call. We would love to have you in. You don't have to hop on a horse right away. You can just meet us, get to know us, and see what we do. But thanks for being here. Thanks for watching our video. We really appreciate it.